getting him up here was a serious amount of work. This guy is ginormous. So starting at the butt's kind of just a habit I've gotten into. I think it's because putting them in a stanchion instead of having like the head brace thing makes it really difficult to start at the head. Otherwise, I think that would actually be easier. You can probably see that Dingo's tail doesn't have that much wool on it. And it's because he's 3/4 East Frisian and they have what's known as rat tails, which don't have much, if any, wool on them at all. The reason he has some wool on there is because he's only 3/4. All right, let me sit down. What is your skin? Do you even have skin or is it all fluff, buddy? I know you're not all fluff, not when you're like 1,000 pounds. So I don't like to be wearing a glove in my left hand while I'm shearing because you probably notice that I'll actually wiggle my fingers into his fleece, and that's me finding where his skin is. So it's just kind of a guide for me to make sure I'm not going to cut too deep, and also to find out like how much I'm cutting so I don't cut it too long either. I also do put my fingers in and give him a little scratch every so often too. So it's not just for, you know, work. It's also because I love him. Yeah, even when there's sections that I'm not planning to keep for spinning, I still obsessively pick out the second cuts because second cuts really are a pain for both washing and for processing and spinning. And yeah, pretty much all the fleeces that I collect every spring are washed and processed and spun by me. So need to be nice. He's such a happy boy, always wagging his tail. But yeah, what I was gonna say is one of the tricks or tips that I learned when I was researching how to hand shear is always to keep the blades parallel to the body. So basically, so you don't stab them or cut too close or too far away, depending on where you are on the body. And it's difficult because the body is contoured, so you have to kind of figure out the shape, and that's one of the reasons like I'm always sticking my fingers in to find the depth, because I don't want to poke or stab or nick my sheep. And I think I do a pretty good job of not doing that. It does happen. I think I poke them more often than I nick them, but yeah, that's my goal, is to shear them with no pain to them at all. The other thing I do often is obviously changing position. Part of that is just to get a better angle on the sheep and the wool. The other reason is because I have some physical challenges that makes it really difficult to be in the same position for too long. So it just gets kind of painful for me if I don't switch it up. And that's also one of the reasons that I sometimes will have two separate parts in a video, because I'll actually take a day in between shearing. So if I take more than an hour on one half, which does happen, then I'll do the other half the following day. And since I have stalls and they can be safe and comfortable, then I don't have to worry about them getting dirty or losing their wool or anything like that. So yeah, that's why I do it that way. And some spots like here by his leg, you'll see me just kind of like hacking away at it. And basically I'm working from like about middle to the near to the end of the staple and just like getting it off so I can go deeper without risking nicking him, because it's just a really challenging and very sensitive spot. And yeah, I'm not keeping that wool from there anyway, so yeah, around here I say, it's okay, stop freaking me out, because he moved, and every time they move or adjust their position, it just kind of gives me a knee panic attack that I've stabbed them or something. So it's just my own worry or anxiety about injuring them that makes me like, stop moving. here I'm getting ready to pull off the wool, so I skirt off the edges by the bottom where I'm not going to be keeping, and then I pull off a chunk and bag it. I wash things in small increments, so I don't need the fleece to be whole, and I don't really have a setup that's suitable for it, since if it falls on the ground it's just going to get really dirty, so that's why I do it that way. Belly wool is evil, belly wool is gross. I think it should be banned in everywhere it could go. Oh, I hate belly wool. Dingo, do you like my singing? Okay. Don't step on it, okay? Oh yeah, there's space. I actually go deeper, but I don't think I'm going to actually. Yeah, let's go. Do you even have a spine, Dingo? Is there one up here somewhere? I haven't found it yet. It's getting close to it. Mr. Fluffy. Yeah, that's prettier. You want to be pretty, Ding Ding? Are you a pretty boy? I think you're pretty. You're looking fabulous, buddy. So handsome and sleek. Such a good boy. From his marking harness. Alright, here, hold that. I'm gonna pull this off again. Ooh, it's stuck. I don't like the top of the leg spots. So beautiful. Let me think here for a second. I'll put this away. Dude, it's chewing stud. Are you just chilling, Dingo? Such a good boy. You're okay, good boy. Go back to clipping, okay? Easy, easy. Easy, Ding Ding. Easy, bud. Good boy. It's so hard to find a good angle around the butt. And so I'm just like trying to figure out how to get in there without cutting him. Yeah, it just takes forever to get through there. That's why I kind of want a little bit of a shorter pair of shears to do a little bit of a better job there maybe, or maybe it'll be a little bit easier, but yeah, I find a way. Okay, you're happy I'm not doing your moves. I get it. Relax, dude. No. Oh, this is awkward angle. Sorry, buddy. Watch your tail, dude. Good boy, baby. Good baby. So here's my shears. This is my sharpening pen. So just pop that off. You can see it's got the little sharpening spot here. So I learned a trick that you just take it off. So this is how you cut, and that's the opposite way. So you actually can squeeze it and get right at the blade. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Wait, which side did I just do? That side. Okay. And voila, all nice and sharp again. So we're back with Dingo, and we're actually in a stall. His halter is on, he's tied around a post there, so hopefully he will behave himself and I won't have to readjust, but yeah, here he is in all his tail wagging glory. I feel a little out of the loop because it's been a few days. Dingo, where was I on you? Hmm? What's a second? It's in here. It's fine. Digging. So a lot of these sections are a little bit shorter because he was having way too much fun ramming his hay and struggling and squirming around and doing whatever. So it was, yeah, a lot of work, and I was pretty much wiped out by the end of it. So yeah, I think he did pretty good considering it was his first time being tied for shearing, but yeah, I was totally done.